Good morning, church. I'm Sarah Grant, and I work with Next Gen and Worship. And today I am bringing you daily hope from Ezekiel 26. And I got to be honest with you, this one's pretty gnarly. So I was reading it out loud to my husband, kind of in like a Sean Connery voice because it was so intense. And it's a lot of God's wrath. And I was just thinking about how awesome it would be if we had a Bible app where you could change the voice of the reader. So it would be like James Earl Jones sometimes and Sean Connery sometimes, maybe Alan Rickman, just depending on how intense everything needed to be. But I was telling Cam, my husband, I was telling him that this is so intense. And I was like, I don't really know where you find hope in this. It's just about God's wrath. And it feels really intense. And so I did a refresher on the context and was reminded that Tyre was this big bully to the north. Basically, this trade city that was like wanted more power, more greed, or more money, super greedy, and very willing to destroy anything that got in their way of more. So, as I was reading this, I was like, oh man, Tyre destroyed Jerusalem with God's temple and the city, but the people. And this is not about just God's wrath on Tyre. This is about justice for his people. And I was like, I can get behind this. Okay. So it reminded me that God is, he is a just God. And sometimes that looks intense. But I was thinking about it in this context. So I'm a mom, and if one of my kids was getting beat up by a group of bullies, I would want desperately for there to be consequences and accountability. I was also reminded that it is not my job to stress and make sure that these people are held accountable. It is my job to love my kid and fight for them, right? But God, he is not an imperfect mother. He is perfect creator, father, friend, defender. So of justice and goodness, right? So God in his perfectness is defending and loving his kids. And that also means holding some of his other kids accountable for what was going on. And I love the idea that he's actually freeing us from the responsibility and the weight of having to hold someone else. I have to get, these people have to have consequences. If I was spending all my energy and all of my time trying to make sure these people got consequences for their wrong actions, that actually is not me living in peace. That is not me living in joy. That is not me trusting God. So it's really easy to do though, because we like control and we like to see something quickly and now. So this is our reminder, this chapter. If you have ever been somebody who has been bullied or oppressed, or people have been like kind of out for blood for you, this is a reminder that God is good and faithful and that he is fighting for you and he loves you, that he's with you in the struggle, that he has not abandoned you. And this chapter is for you. So you are not alone. And you don't have to carry the burden of being the one who makes sure that other people get consequences for harming you. God is going to do that. And he's with you in the struggle, and he's working on your behalf. And other people, he's working in other people's lives also to come alongside you, which is epic. That's community at work right there. But I loved, and I was able to find hope that destruction and death and pain will not last forever, that it's temporary. because Jesus is the true king and he's already won. And when he rules in our hearts, we don't have to be ruled by the things that are harming us. We don't have to be consumed by them. We can actually find peace in who Jesus is and in who we are in Jesus. And that he's with us in it. He's not asking us to ignore it or minimize it. He's actually saying, stay with me. I'll show you how to do this. So that is my encouragement for you today, to remember that you are not alone, that you are able to rest in him and to trust him, that he is good and he is fighting for us. So be blessed today, church, and we'll see you tomorrow for another Daily Hope.